Patrick Stewart says in his memoir he enjoyed acting with William Shatner in Star Trek Generations, but he was first disappointed Kirk was in the film. Stewart's memoir, Making It So, delves into the legendary actor's years playing Captain Jean-Luc Picard. When it came time for TNG to make the leap to feature films, Stewart writes that Star Trek Generations played like an extended, expensive episode rather than a feature film. In Making It So, a memoir, Sir Patrick Stewart details how working with William Shatner in Star Trek Generations was so enjoyable that it exceeded his early feeling that Captain Kirk's presence meant the TNG cast was entrusted by the producers to carry their first movie by themselves. Sir Patrick Stewart said, "Up to this point, Bill Shatner had been relatively cold to TNG, professing to the press that he'd barely watched any of it, and I was a little disappointed that the producers and the writers had decided to insert Kirk into our first movie. It made me feel that they didn't trust the TNG cast to carry a film by ourselves. Yet I ended up eating my words, for Bill was a pleasure to work with, open and generous, and his death scene is moving." In Making It So, Patrick Stewart also describes his point of view of acting opposite William Shatner and watching him perform Captain Kirk's death scene at the end of Star Trek Generations. Stewart writes, "Bill gave Kirk a perfect send-off, mustering one last trademark smirk before saying,
'It was fun.'
Then his facial features subtly rearranges themselves into a wary, middle-distance stare, and he said Kirk's last words, 'Oh my.'" Our fans love that Kirk died virtually in Picard's arms, even as they grieve for their original captain. Star Trek Generations isn't held in the same high regard as Star Trek First Contact, but it was a must-see event for Star Trek fans because Captain Kirk and Picard teamed up, and it is forever part of Star Trek history because Kirk dies at the end. Star Trek Generations was the first and only time the two most famous and beloved captains of the Enterprise teamed up, and it's heartening for Patrick Stewart to report that their camaraderie off-camera equaled Kirk and Picard's chemistry in the film.